That's a shot of all the outflow pipes installed and my drain put in just to measure everything up. I got the outflow pipes 15 inches apart. That's what all my other buckets are in, so I went with that. Everything else, I wouldn't go any closer than that because then your tomatoes start to get, they're gonna block each other anyway when they get really big. But what we got right here is 15 inches on center. So that's what we're gonna go with. I'll come back and show you when I start to mark all the holes out, drilling the holes. Okay, I made my marks for each bucket, 15 inches. Kind of took the pipes, marked it along the table to keep this center line as close as I could. It's not hugely important. I'm going to use a step bit to drill these holes, and I'll just start it drilling, and then I'll just kind of check it with this piece right here. So with that, let's drill this first hole. A little bigger. Perfect. This is my reservoir. Came from Home Depot. It's a 27 gallon. It's got a nice 30 thick side. The top is nice for drilling holes in, for running the pipes through. $8.99 for a 27 gallon tote. I've been running 14 plants off of 27 gallons for the last 2 seasons, and it's done really well. So I think that's plenty for, I'm only going to run 6 buckets now. This is my pump. It's a 264 gallon per hour pump. The pump I'm using now came from Amazon, but I found this pump at the Harbor Freight here in town, and it was a little bit more expensive, but they had it, and I went ahead and picked it up. So you can get it at Harbor Freight, Amazon, or eBay. Just get something 200, 300 gallons an hour, and that'll be fine for you. So I'm going to get this in place and drill the holes, get the drain line put in place, and I'll come back and I'll show you what that looks like when I'm done. Okay, so it's time to drill a hole into my reservoir for my main drain. I'm going to use a hole saw for that. This is a 2 1/8 inch hole saw. So you can take your drain line, you can see that it's going to make a nice hole for that. I've already marked where it needs to be, so let me go ahead and line this up. That's not all that critical, but of course, make sure that you get all this stuff, get all this plastic out before you start your system up. Put my main drain on, and it'll drop right down in there just like that right there. So now I just got to drill a hole for my pump, put my pump in, and we'll be on our way. So I got my pump down in the reservoir now. I kind of measured it. It's going to come through the reservoir, and then it's going to go on top of my table here. So this is 1/2 inch HDPE. No, it's low density polyethylene. I get this stuff from Berry Hill Irrigation here in Virginia, and they're really good people to deal with. I'd highly recommend that you get it from them. I also use these little twist lock connectors. Really easy to use. You screw them in, and you can just take a piece of pipe, slide it up in there like that, and then twist it, and it locks it on. Take it on, take it off, whatever you need to do. And this is such low pressure, you don't really have to worry that much about leaks. Come right off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up out of my reservoir. I'm going to put this T on, and then I'm going to put a valve in line right there so I can cut the line off going out. Then I'm going to put another valve on this side, which I got to order, and I'm going to go out the wall, and then I can cut one valve off, turn the other valve on, and use my pump to drain my reservoir. That's a really handy thing to do. So again, a T, then a valve, then another one of these little twist-like valves, Berry Hill sells. Not sure the name of it. I'll put it in the description. But they are really handy to use. So let me put all this together and I'll show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like now. I got it all put together. This is my line coming from my pump into a T. I've got this. This is a closer. You can get this from Berry Hill. Just slides over the end of the pipe, crimps the pipe. I've got to order me another valve just like this. I'll go through the wall. Then when I get ready to empty my reservoir, all I have to do is turn this valve off, turn this valve on, flip the pump on, and I'll pump it right out the back of the greenhouse. When I'm done, I reverse it, fill the reservoir back up with water, and I'm good to go. So I'm going to get what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the rest of this line installed, and then I'll show you how I put the feed lines coming out of the reservoir. All right, so I got it all put together. It's looking like we just about ready to start growing some stuff. Here's the valve that I showed being installed just a little while ago. To show you how to install the feed lines, this is a little micro tubing that I get from Berry Hill. Again, I'll put the item number in the description, and then you have this little tool you can get from them or anywhere online. It's a drip irrigation tool, and it just punches a hole right down in the low density polyethylene. See if I can. I'm gonna punch a hole. I'm gonna punch it between each one, and I'm gonna feed into the sides. So you pop a hole in, and I'm gonna show you a trick that John down at Berry Hill showed me. You take this little micro tubing, and you can use a knife or an X-Acto or whatever, but I just put it on an angle in this little PVC cutter, and see that? Just get a little point on it, and it'll just push right in there. You don't need any fitting or anything. So, and I always wait until I'm ready to put it in there to pull my tool out so the hole doesn't close up on me. Just take that, punch it right down in there. That's all you got to do. It will not leak. So I'll come up here. I've got to drill a hole in my bucket, but something about like that. Bam. Bam. So let's do another one. I'll go ahead and put this thing on an angle, the little point. I'll take my little tool. And just shove it right down in there. There you go. You don't need any fitting or anything. Just push it right in there. I use it in my garden. I've used it on all of my stuff. And John down at Berry Hill, he showed me that. I walked in one day and he showed me I could do that. So I'm gonna put the rest of these in, and it'll be time to fill the bucket up. Everything is put in line here, and I got 4 more of the feed lines to put in. I'm gonna drill holes. I drill holes right on the top of my bucket, slide my feed line through it. Be time to fill up the buckets like I've done before, and get some tomatoes growing in them. So we're almost done.